Hey everyone, today we are going to be going over the seed starting process, when to start seeds, how to start seeds, type of soil to use, type of lighting requirements. We're going to do all of the things. We're going to explain everything so you guys will understand how to successfully start seeds. Right now, I'm going to go and check on those little volunteer lettuces that came up that I found that I discovered a couple of days ago. I'm really excited because I just started some lettuce, which isn't going to be ready for another 20 days. This is how they look. And they are braving out the cold because it's been below freezing for a couple of days now. I'm going to go ahead and head back into the house so we can start the seed starting process. I want you to check out the fit first. Okay, let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Taj's Garden. I'm the garden realtor. Today we are diving into one of the most essential steps in gardening, which is starting seeds. So whether you're a seasoned gardener or a beginner, in this video we're going to be going through all of the steps like planting time, soil temperature, and most importantly, the lighting. Let's tackle planting time. If you look at the back of most seed packs, it'll show you the planting time based on the area you're in. Some of these seed packs will say to plant after the dangers of frost, but if you're planting indoors or in a greenhouse, somewhere that you can acclimate the environment to fit what the plant is going to want, then you're completely fine. Some will even say to start it, if you're starting indoors, to start 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. So while we're there, let's go ahead and talk about first and last frost dates. So a first frost date is going to be around the fall or end of fall time. And that is the estimated time where you're going to have your first below freezing temperatures. Some plants can withstand those freezing temperatures and other plants can't. So you're going to want to make sure that you plant the right plants for the right time. You can't just plant whenever you want, because these plants are from different areas. So when you're gardening and growing these plants, the most success comes from creating the environment to be as close as possible to what the plant is used to. So you can Google last frost date, first frost date, and put your zip code, and you can find it that way, or you can go to the Old Farmer's Almanac and find it that way. Either way, you will be able to find it if you just put it into Google. Last frost date, first frost date, just like the first frost date, the last frost date is the last date that you should be expecting below freezing temperatures. So, as I stated, some plants can withstand the cold, some plants can't. Some prefer the summer, like peppers for sure, because they come from a tropical environment. So, they do not like freezing temperatures. Same with tomatoes, where they come from a Mediterranean environment. So they don't like freezing temperatures. So make sure that you're paying close attention to that. Now let's talk about soil. Woo! Soil is the most important thing when it comes to growing your seeds. The biggest mistake that I see people make is that they don't know what type of soil to grow their foods in. So they assume that they're just not good gardeners, but the real issue was that they chose the wrong soil or the wrong food that's in that soil. So I did a video um, about the types of soil. I'll link it up here. But specifically with starting seeds, you're going to want a seed starting mix or something with not something that is does not have a lot of fertilizer in it or a ton of nutrients, because seeds don't need nutrients. The seedling needs nutrients, but not a lot of nutrients at that, because you can also kill your seedlings by overfeeding it, overwatering and overfeeding it. So what we're going to do is get some seed starting mix, organic. I prefer organic seed starting mix. I'm an organic gardener. So when you hear from me, just understand that most of my information is going to be catered towards organic gardening. So, organic seed starting mix or a seed starting mix that does not have a lot of nutrients. Um, if I can't find any seed starting mix, normally I'll go to potting mix, because potting mix is catered towards plants in pots. So it is easy draining, and that is exactly what your seedlings are going to need. So make sure that you are paying attention to the right soil. Seed starting mix or soil that doesn't have much fertilizer or nutrients. Or if you don't find any of those, potting mix will suffice. Let's say I just can't find any of those. Then I will go ahead and make my own, and you can make your own by using peat moss, vermiculite, and perlite. So if the roots are able to breathe and move easily, then your plants are going to be happy. Next, let's talk about soil temperature. I use this heating mat for my plants. I ordered this off of Amazon, I believe. I was watching another gardener that I like to watch on YouTube, and he uses this specific one. It wasn't expensive at all. If the more you guys get to know me, you're going to find out that I love a good deal. I'm not going to overspend on anything, honestly, unless it just makes sense. And a deal is not a deal if it doesn't make sense. I'm going to find a link to these, and I'll put it right in the description below if you guys want to know where to get these from and what's the price. I got two of these. It comes with the temperature gauge on it, and that is the reason why I got these, because I want to know, I want to be able to obviously tell what temperature the plant soil is going to be, because peppers prefer warmer temperatures while lettuce can germinate in 40 degrees. This is the temperature gauge. So you're going to want to hook it up to this heating mat. And you're going to hook it up right here, right there. Once you hook it up and plug it in, you will hold this settings button down so that you can set the temperature that you prefer to have your plants at, and you'll go from there. It's so easy. The one thing I will say is that once your seedlings sprout, you're going to want to take it off the heating mat or unplug the heating mat. I have mine still on the heating mat over there, but the heating mat is unplugged completely, because some of my seedlings sprouted really fast, actually. But I actually had my heating mat set to 69. Um, Normally I have it set to 70, but I just put it at 69 because I'm growing lettuce, herbs, and spinach. I can't remember what else I'm growing, but I'm growing things that don't really need a super high temperature. So again, this is the box. This is how it looks. Make sure you get one with this temperature gauge so that you can stay on top of what the temperature is, because you don't want it to be too high, because if it is 80, 90 degrees, depending on what seed it is, it could destroy it. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to lighting. Seedlings thrive under light that mimics daylight. So when you're looking for grow lights, I tend to make sure I don't get anything that says grow light on there, because it's going to be super expensive. You can easily get something that says shop lights, anything that has a lumen of between 2000 to 3000, and Kelvin, which is the color temperature between 5000 and 6500. Because remember, we are going to be mimicking the natural daylight. So it's going to have to provide a cool, bright light in the blue spectrum because that is what encourages strong leafy growth. You're also going to want to make sure that you have the light between 2 to 4 inches away from the plants. You don't want to burn them, but you also want to have it close enough to allow the plants to absorb that light. Even though we're trying to mimic the sunlight, it's not exactly like the sun. That's the reason why whenever you're getting ready to move your plants outside, you're going to have to slowly do it. So we'll go over that when we get there. However, back to the discussion at hand. If you have them too far away, then the plants are going to be leggy. And that's when the stem of the plant is going to continue to get longer and longer and skinnier until it falls over. If it does that, you have to just throw the plant away and start over. The reason it is doing that is because it's searching for the light. It's trying to get the energy that it needs from the light, and it's just not getting enough of it. When it comes to finding the correct light, make sure that you find something between 5 and 6500 Kelvin. Mine are at 6000. And you're going to want your minimum of lumen to be 2000. No, nothing below that. Or you're going to have to buy multiple of them just to make sure that the plants are getting the amount of energy that they need. Mine are at 2,340. I know it's a weird number, but that's just what it is. To connect mine to the greenhouse, my husband connected it using zip ties, and it's been perfect because I can just pull it tighter whenever I'm ready to pull it farther away. Whenever the plants get bigger, I can just pull the zip ties tighter, and it just works out perfectly. So these are the zip ties. And it's holding up pretty good. All right, so I think we covered everything. We went over planting time, soil temperature, the lighting, your first and last frost dates. Yeah, I think we covered everything. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your question in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, of course, comment, and I'll see you next time.